Hello boys, it is Jead and I'm about to risk 4 million coins so you don't have to, or you can just copy my investments because I know that's what some of you boys love doing, which is absolutely fine. As you can see, I'm already about 2.5 million coins in, but I'm constantly lazy selling these cards and I need to spend another 1.5 million. I'm going to talk about why is the market so good to invest in right now, what we can invest in, and how you could miss out big time if you play this wrong on your budget, right? So let's jump into it. Now, what is important is that if you want more videos like this about investments, make sure to subscribe. I'm going to be pumping them out across 2026 into Team of the Year. So if you are new, hit subscribe. And what is also really important is, of course, the content we've got recently, because it does affect what we're going to invest in, as well as the leaks, right? Now, before we get to the SBCs that affect our investments in the market, I do want to talk really quickly about these two SBCs, because they are crucial if you're a menu grinder, right? We put a video out yesterday about the best crafting upgrades, and I did predict, I think it was a little bit leaked, that we're going to get the 85 player pick back. Now, this SBC, without doubt, is the single best upgrade SBC on the game right now. It is the single best one. It has to be completed, right? It is, as you can see, 18 rare golds. We have needed somewhere to put our rare golds for a while, and we have them. Now, you can also trade using this SBC. I'll jump into that in just a second. If you're on a low budget, it's free coins. But basically, we get this SBC, right? Complete it 3 times every single day, please. We also get the 3 of 10, 80+ player pick. Again, this is a better player pick than the one we had yesterday. So the grind gets even better with these two SBCs. Basically, if you're not pack grinding now, you're missing out. You're a bit of an idiot. I'm not going to lie. I sometimes get a little bit lazy with it. I do understand, but you're missing out. And yeah, let me show you very quickly. If you're on a low budget, using that 85+ player SBC or the player pick, what you can do every single day, boys, is you can see that if you go rare golds, you can basically go and bid on all of these rare golds at 600 coins, right? And again, this is such like a low budget thing, but it is free coins if you want free coins. You can see how many cards you can go win at 600 coins, right? And then when it comes to content time, because people get those 85 player picks refresh, they will lazy buy a rare gold or two to complete them. So around sort of 6 till 8 p.m. UK time, you can do it all day, but it works really good at 6 to 8 p.m. UK. You bid at 600, sell it maybe 800 to 1,000 coins, make 200 coins a card, but you can see that you can basically do this unlimited, right? So if you're on a low budget, there is no excuse not to be getting to 50, 100, 150k right now with how easy coins are when that 85 player pick SBC is out. So that is really important. But let's go and jump on to the other SBCs that do affect our investments and the market. We've got 2 player SBCs I want to talk about. The rest don't matter. The 2 player SBCs that I want to talk about are first, Carlos Belabor, mainly because people are asking me, does this affect anything on the market really? The answer is no. It is a pretty cheap SBC. He comes in at under 100,000 coins. I think he's like 70 or 60,000 coins. It is fine. It's not special. I wouldn't personally complete it unless you're like a Brighton fan or something. The one thing I would say with this SBC is that, of course, he is 86 rated. And if we get an 86 rated CDM Evo that basically gives ticky, pinged, I guess incisive a little bit as well, then this guy does go massively up in terms of meta rating. But when a centre mid has no passing play styles, it is just a must avoid for me. Again, unless we're talking about evolutions. But the main one is, of course, this Thibaut Courtois, because look what happens with this Courtois today at content on Wednesday. He expires in 5 hours. Now, I want to take you through what's happened with goalkeepers the last couple of weeks. If we jump over onto Footbin and we'll pick any popular goalkeeper, like Oliver Kahn, he had obviously this new card, I don't know what you call it, but the new icon card. And as you can see, right, look what happens when Courtois came out here. This is the day when the Courtois SBC comes out. And this Kahn was rising nicely, 300k, 320. And he hit 187,000 coins in a day. Now, why did this happen? Basically, all the demand for a top-end goalkeeper just went to 0 because there was a Courtois SBC that was amazing and it's kind of free with all the fodder right now. And this happened to a lot of goalkeepers. Now, the other end of the spectrum, you'll have seen I'm holding some Jersey Dudek goalkeeper cards. Not because he fell when Courtois came out, he came out after Courtois, but what happens is, because there's been no demand for a goalkeeper, everything gets pushed down. So this guy's been stuck at discard, and I think this guy is going to come off discard in the next couple of days. Now, I'm going to talk about this later on in the video when we talk about what is the best investment for return on investment. But essentially, this Casillas SBC expiring is huge for goalkeepers. If you take a look at one more, take a look at Casillas in the past 14 days, you can see exactly when that Courtois SBC comes out. So, does that mean go and invest in goalkeepers? Not necessarily just all out guns-ho, but it does give us an opportunity. I guess the second thing is, if you've not done that Courtois SBC, go and do it. It's kind of free goalkeeper, and he'll be amazing for the rest of the game cycle. So if you want to go do a goalkeeper SBC, and you don't have to buy a goalkeeper ever again, Go and do the Courtois. I think it's an amazing value SBC. And in terms of content that is changing the game, we did get an Evo that, in my opinion, is amazing. It is so, so good. And if you're not completing it, what are you doing? I don't know what you're doing. Guys, I do think tomorrow I'm going to release that full in-depth evolution guide on building crazy chains. In fact, let me show you that caveat we've got in our team. It's been highly requested by a lot of you guys, so I think I'll bring that tomorrow. So leave a like on the video if that is something you want to see. I think I'm going to bring it out tomorrow. But more importantly, could you comment down below what you actually want to see in that video about evolutions? So far for the video, I've planned to show you how to make the best chains like this caveat. I want to talk through which evos are sort of, you know, a swerve, which ones are a must complete, that sort of thing. But basically, comment down below, what would you want to see from sort of like a weekly evolutions video? Because I am addicted, literally addicted, to finding the best evolutions like this caveat. As you can see, the play styles and stats are insane. I've built what is, in my opinion, the best centre-back in the entire game, because this Militao has the best play styles with ping, bruiser, all the good defensive ones, as well as look at his agility, balance, composure. Like, I'm just addicted to finding the best evos. So let me know what you'd want to see from that video. But in terms of the evos we've got out right now, if we go to Club Evolutions, the one I'm talking about that is a must complete that we got yesterday is, of course, the one right at the bottom, which is this one that gives 2 balance and act. Now, it seems really weird. It gives 2 balance and no requirements apart from max 85, but it's repeatable 30 times. What this basically is, boys, is EA have given you 60 balance to go and use on anyone. So you can have any player in your team, like a lot of people have the silver hullet. You have got 60 balance to just go and give out to your team, right? You can choose where it goes. Obviously, it has to be on max 85 rated players. I'm going to put it on my Rio and Gamoa Evo, but just know that that is there and you should be doing it. It's 1 game per, per 2 balance. Must complete, won't affect the market, but it is a must complete. But in terms of evos that do affect the market, that is where leaks come in. Have you boys seen what is coming on Friday with Evo leaks? It is finally time that we all get touched in FUT Champs a little bit more. A Claudia Pena, or more specifically, a left mid Evo that Claudia Pena fit is coming on Friday. Now, this is not the official card. Don't worry, that would be a little bit silly. You can see that Nico Williams fits it as well, I think. It is max 86, left mid. It gives technical plus if someone doesn't already have a play style, which is a good play style, but it's not great. Good stat boost, new base play styles, rapid, quick step, and first touch, and it gives skill moves as well. What is huge in this Evo as well is if you're using some like random card in your club, it does give a 3+ chemistry boost to whatever card you give it to. But what I'm interested in, you see that +1 skill moves there? If that's not capped to 4-star skill moves, that will of course make a 5-star Claudia Pena that every single person on the game can get pretty much for free. And then what they've done here is they put the finesse from the season pass on her, so she's not getting finesse plus from this Evo. But does that mean we should go and invest in Pena? Now, she's been at the top of FUTBin for quite a while. In my opinion, this is actually a must avoid unless 1 or 2 things happen, right? This card is the single most overinvested card I think I've ever seen right now for this evolution coming on Friday. And although the Evo could give her 5-star skill moves, I think when the Evo drops on Friday, you're going to see this card fall. Not astronomically. I don't think she'll get below 6 or 5,000 coins because there's too much demand in the card. But I do think you'll see the card fall because of the overinvestment. Now, if the Evo is literally insane, she gets 5-star, and she goes to 90 pace, maybe not. But I don't think that's what the Evo is. But who knows? The one thing I think we can invest in is tomorrow at Rival Rewards. If you do see a drop down, maybe to like 7 to 7,500 coins, or you can win the cards on bids at 7,000 coins, and then look to sell it Friday afternoon in the hype up at 8,000 coins, 8,500 coins. That is definitely an option, but I would not be going and buying for above 8,000 coins and 8,500 coins. I think that's a little bit silly. There's a lot of overinvestment in this card, and it's the same for Nico Williams. These cards are already up. It's meant to be a really good Evo. I just don't see how these cards rise more with the amount of overinvestment we've seen. This Nico Williams is up from 9,000 coins when he was as low as... Well, he's only up from 8,000 coins, but I think everyone's looking at Pena for this Evo. Maybe that's why he's not up as much. But in terms of that, don't invest in Pena at that price is my simple say on the matter. We've, of course, got other leaks. Today, we get Team of the Week. I'm not going to go through it because I don't think it's anything too special, but we do have the Wirtz and Cherky in the Team of the Week at the same time, which I think is funny because people debate these two in real life, and we all know that Wirtz is, of course, the better in real life player, but people do debate them all the time, and they are both in Team of the Week. That will not affect the market, but they're the only 2 cards you'd really be looking at in Team of the Week, in my opinion, boys. We'll, of course, talk about Team of the Week investments later. I do want to quickly mention Kalulu at the bottom there, just because I think that for evolutions, him and maybe Dorgu as well, we've seen the out-of-pack Team of the Week cards for some evolutions can do amazingly well, like we saw it with Yildiz and Furman from Barca. We saw loads of cards have crazy rises, so it's interesting, but not something I'm too bothered about. The only other leaks we've got really, guys, is the official Time Warp team. Now, I'm going to do a full guide on this on Friday, so make sure you're here for that on Friday. We'll talk about exactly what we're going to do across the course of Time Warp before Team of the Year. But these are the official stats. We do have them, so I thought I'd show you guys. We do have a Chris Smalling card there and some cards from the past, like Gunter, and I don't really remember, an old Fishlock card, but I do remember an old Van Aanholt card and some of these other guys. So it is a quite cool promo, but to be honest, the only usable card seems to be this top row right here, and then maybe Pogba, maybe Roy Keane as well. So I'm not too interested in this promo, guys. I don't think it's going to be crazy, but we'll do a full guide on it on Friday in terms of how we can at least make coins and get everything from it that we want. So that is all the information we've got. We've got the leaks like Pena, but we're not looking to invest in that. We're not really touching the Time Warp stuff just yet, and the Team of the Week doesn't matter for us. So what are we actually investing in? What cards am I looking to go in right now that I'm already in on with like 2 million coins? And what am I looking to go in on with my 1.5 million coins? And I guess more importantly, when, right? When are we actually buying these cards? I'm going to start by showing you guys what I've already got. Now, you've seen it before, but I'll quickly talk through it, okay? I've got Luke Shaw's right now. These are currently expiring as I lazy sell them. I've got Dennis Mann. These were all bought at discard, by the way. All the Dennis Manns at discard. All the Luke Shaw's for about 12 to 12,500 coins. I've got some Xavi Simons UCL cards. I have also got, if we scroll a little bit further, some Yildiz, some Dudek, some Batcher. All of these cards are bought about a couple days ago. Some of them a little bit later, like Dennis Mann and Luke Shaw. We've got some Pizarro and some Dudek. What I'm basically doing is investing in cards right now that are in packs, too cheap because of all the pack supply we've got from Winter Wildcards that are going to rise out of packs, but I'm not doing anything too risky. As you can see, both of these Pizarro and Dudek are minimum price. They're at discard at 15,000 coins, and I'm investing in them at minimum price only. And I'm doing that for as they get took off the market over the next couple of days and the next week. The demand on these cards will, stay the same. They're great cards for their price. This Pizarro is a 5-star that links to all the popular Bundesliga cards like Jonathan Tah. And this Dudek is, of course, a Premier League goalkeeper. And I love Dudek mainly because he's a great investment as it is. But like we said before, Courtois is also going today. So that demand for goalkeepers is going to keep going up. Now, again, like I've just said, I'm not touching anything too risky. I'll show you what else I'm unassigned on, but it's very similar cards. It's nothing too risky. We've got Dudek, Shaw, and I have a couple. I think they're behind maybe these Dudeks, or maybe they're already on the transfer list. I have a couple Thunderstruck Yilmaz, who I also invested in, as he's like 20,000 coins and a super, super safe investment. And this is why I'd lazy sell your cards. As we're talking, we get a 17,750 sale on Shaw, a 19,000 coin on Dudek, some sales on Batches. Now, these two cards have sold for at least 3,000 or 4,000 coins above what they sell for. So again, always lazy sell your cards. But I've told you, they're the cards I'm in on right now, and some Callan Hogloos you can see there as well. What am I looking to do with my other 1.5 million coins? Well, again, I think it all comes down to re-release and impact Winter Wildcards cards. Now, a lot of these cards we're going to talk through are already up, so again, you've got to be very careful, and it's why I'm going for so many of the low-risk cards, right? Dennis Mann, when I bought, was at discard. Xavi Simons, when I bought, was at 15,000 coins, and there's still so many opportunities that are such low risk. Now, that does not mean the higher cards cannot go even further up in price, but I don't think it's worth it when there are so many risk-free investments we can make right now. The other cards that I'm looking at, like I said, are the in-packs Winter Wildcards cards. Now, again, a lot of people are looking at this Vieira and Henry. Not one for me. I actually would stay clear of these guys. As you see what happened with this Johan Cruyff 87 card, when most of the market rose quite a lot. This guy went from, I think he went 600,000 coins, right, to 650. After tax, that is 20,000 coins. Whereas if what we did, we invested in Jonathan Tah, for example, and we bought him at 27,000 coins, you can see that there's nearly the exact same, return on investment on this Jonathan Tah per card, and you could have bought, what, like 15 Jonathan Tahs per Cruyff. So I don't think the higher end cards are worth investing in. The lower end cards just give better return on investment. So we're looking at those lower end cards. Now, here are some of my favorites from the team. Luke Shaw, if you can get this guy between 12,000 coins and 12,500 coins, this card is amazing for Evos, links, he's got the Man United hype, and it's just a great card in general, so he's one to keep an eye on. And some of the other low-budget cards we like are Zagadou. I don't like him at 13,000 coins. This guy's been like 11,000 coins for quite a while, as you can see. But if it Rival Awards tomorrow, or at any point basically on Friday, we see this guy go back down to 11 to 12,000 coins. Another great investment. Now remember, you can win all of these cards on bids and snipes for even cheaper than what you see here. So if you can do that, great. There's some other cards I really like. This Kefren Turam. Now, I don't like this, the fact he's 87, so he won't be able to fit Evos for a little while, maybe until Team of the Year. But I do think this card out of packs can get to 60, 65, or 70,000 coins. We've been, a lot of hype around this guy's Evos and his Cornerstones card at the start of the game. So I really do like the fact that his 87 is down to also a similar price to his cornerstones, with Tiki Plus, with Incisive, with Pinged, no defensive playstyles. But again, this guy can do really well, and he's coming back down to that low point he was a couple of days ago. He's another great investment. So what you're looking for, as you can see, is these lower rated, lower priced cards have amazing links and amazing potential out of packs. Again, I would just use these 4 squads here with the Winter Wildcards Team 2 and Icons and Heroes Team 2, and the same with Team 3 to try and find these cards. You can kind of see the same patterns as here as well. My favourite cards in this team here, Elliot Anderson, discard Premier League, will for Evos, Madueke, similar, Morgan Rogers, similar. I think this card could be a great investment. He's 5-star, 5-star, English cam. I think this guy could easily go to 30,000 coins. It may just take a week, so it depends how long are you willing to hold these cards, because some of them, like Morgan Rogers, I think to get the best out of these cards, you need to hold them for possibly a week or longer, so it depends how you want to do it. Another underrated shout I'm not seeing too many people talk about is the Lauren James card, maybe because she's already up, and I actually do prefer her other card, the 89 striker. But what we have seen with the women's Premier League cards is they pretty much all rise really well out of packs. I don't know whether it's because of links or rarity, but a lot of these cards are just quite rare and rise really well out of packs. So keep an eye on that Lauren James as well on a little bit of a higher budget. Now, her 89 card is already up quite a bit to 80,000 coins, but we could definitely see a situation where in a week's time, 2 weeks' time, this is an 100,000 coin card, so I don't think it's too bad to look at as well. It's a little bit higher budget, but I think that's fine. What you should see with these cards is that the higher budget ones rise quicker into weekend league as people buy the cards for the team. So this Rashford, for example, I think it's hard to get the exact low on this card, and I would not go and buy it for 1.230. But we could see this card, for example, reaching a high on Friday or Saturday a lot sooner, as these people buy these cards a lot quicker for their team, and there's less supply on them. But again, you've seen, even on my budget, I'm still targeting these lower end cards. In terms of a super low budget investment, I can't believe more people are not doing this every single week, right? I would not invest in Fodder right now, but we've seen the same pattern with Fodder every single week, and it's just proven again. Fodder gets low on the weekends, on Sunday and Saturday, and then rises into Wednesday as the supply lessens on these cards. And you see it literally so much. If we take a look at this DeMarco card over the last 14 days, right? Look at this. Saturday, Sunday, about 1.7, 1.8 thousand coins, and he's currently up at 2.5 thousand coins on Wednesday, because people are still doing those provisions upgrade, and they need these cards, but there's no supply on them. And we've seen the same with higher rated Fodder. If we take a look at this Saka card over the last 14 days, you can see he lows out on Saturday around 6.7, 7,000 coins, and he's up at 8.6 thousand coins, like a 2,000 coin rise. So basically, every single week on a lower budget, unless we get something crazy like an icon pack on the Sunday, or you see anything unnatural with Fodder, it is pretty safe to assume you can invest in Fodder on Saturday and Sunday on a low budget like 85s and 86s, hold them until Wednesday and then sell them. It's a similar pattern for Team of the Weeks. And in fact, on this Carpenter card, you can see that she only had a slight low on the Sunday at about 13,000 coins, and she's back to 15,000 coins. These are slightly different. You almost want to treat them like a lazy sale. You try and buy them on bids and snipes when they get down to this 13 or 12,000 coin price. You wait for them to go up to 14 or 15,000 coins. You can lazy sell them at 15.5, 16,000 coins, and that profit can add up nicely as well. But I think that Fodder has actually shown a better return on investment these last couple of weeks if you just use 85s and 86s, basically for the provisions upgrades and all the packs that are out right now. So again, not an investment for right now, but every single weekend, you do have the opportunity to make coins if you want to do it that way. So there are my thoughts. I am buying these cards at low risk, as like Dudek and Pizarro, like I say, all of what I've just spoke to you about, the cards that I think can rise over the course of the next week. And I do think the selling time, guys, will be better the longer you hold these cards. Now, you don't want to get caught in the Team of the Year market crash, but I think we're still a week or two away from that. Basically, these cards are going to rise out of packs as we need the supply to clear on these cards, especially the lower end ones, like Dudek, like Lushore. They have loads of supply that we need them, to clear off the market, basically. So I think this is not a sell for the weekend. If you're buying these cards today and you're buying them at Rival Rewards, you're looking to sell these cards into next week and further along than that. As you have seen with some of the Team 1 cards, like Jonathan Tah, you have seen that they've just kept rising out of packs. I sold mine at about 45,000 coins. He's now up to 48,000 coins, and to be honest, I don't see why that card won't just keep going up. Now, I do think you could sell those investments from Team 1 that we did make and then reinvest, like I'm doing, into other cards that will be going out of packs very soon, and I think that's a better return on investment than just holding the cards. But essentially, sell time, just be prepared to hold these cards for a week if we need to. Right, get investing, boys. I will let all of you guys in the free Discord know exactly what I put my coins into. And in general, I just appreciate the support from all of you guys recently. We've had amazing growth on the channel, and it's all thanks to you, boys. I can't say thank you enough. I'm so excited for what we're going to be doing in 2026. Guys, for Team of the Year, we're going to smash it. Come and join in on the Twitch streams when we're trading around Team of the Year, pack grinding. You do not want to miss out. We're going to have an amazing year. So yeah, subscribe if you are new. And as always, boys, until next time, I'll see you all in a bizzle.